All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for more Hunter x Hunter. We got a little bit of a busy day today. Well, I won't say too busy, but we got a pretty sizable day today with Hunter x Hunter now, and then the 2.7 update of Wuthering Waves a little later on. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here. Welcome back to Hunter x Hunter. In Volume 9, we had the Shadow Troop pretty much trying to enact their plan of stealing everything from the Mafia back in Yorknew, finding out that all the stuff is gone, them trying to make their escape, them being confronted by the Mafia, and them showing their abilities and just how powerful they are. But specifically Uvogin, who's the more brawny-minded member of the troop, basically killing multiple shadow beasts, which are considered to be very extremely powerful people employed by the Mafia. And now he's face to face with Kurapika, who already has an issue with the Shadow Troop due to the fact that their leader has been acquiring the scarlet eyes of Kurapika's brethren. And now Kurapika, showcasing that he is a specialist type Nen user, and with a contract he's placed on himself, is able to access 100% other Nen types. And he's now fighting Uvogin. So now we are going to be going through Volume 10 of the series. That includes chapters 84 all the way to 93. And, well, Kurapika has Uvogin a little bit on the rope. So let's see what happens in chapter 84, September 2nd, part 6. Let me just get chat up here off to the side so that way I can see you guys just fine. Oh, it's a wonderful day. I really do hope you guys have had a good... Ravi, it's good to see you. I hope your day has been well, my friend. Yeah, this is a little bit earlier than my usual 12:30 because I want to be able to spend as much time with Wuthering Waves' new update as much as possible. I don't know how long the storyline is going to be, so the sooner I get started on it, the better. But yes, it's good to see you, Ravi. Chapter 84, September 2nd, Part 6. And I'm reading this off of the Viz site if you guys want to see what... if you guys want to see what I'm reading as well. And, of course, you can always just look up Hunter x Hunter Chapter 84, and it'll give you plenty of places for you to see what I see. But yes, Chapter 84, September 2nd, Part 6. And Kurapika has Uvogin bound up.
Can you use any type of Nen?
Yes. And then it shows Kurapika ripping off one part of his sleeve while he's still binding Uvogin. For instance, Holy Chain, Healing Numb. And mind you, this is the same arm that got punched by Uvogin that I believe was also broken by him. And then, of course, it shows the title again, Chapter 84, September 2nd, Part 6. Healing and Recovery Enhanced. And he's using Healing Thumb to basically heal his arm. And it goes from being swollen from the punch of Uvogin to it literally shrinking down in size and not even having a bruise anymore. And then he just shows his perfectly healed arm. Fully healed.
His smashed bones were healed in a flash.
I made you my first victim for a number of reasons. When you fought the Mafia, you didn't seek help from your friends. That showed you'd like fighting alone and that they trust in your abilities. Same with me. I couldn't have picked a better opponent. You crushed your enemies with your bare hands. You even faced a bazooka unarmed. You're an enhancer, and you're proud of your physical strength. I had to fight you first to find out if my chain jail would work against all of you. The chain jail strips captured spiders of their freedom and enforces Zetsu.
So that's why I couldn't produce any aura.
And it shows the chains getting tighter and tighter, while Uvogin is trying to restrict against it. Zetsu shuts off your aura. Prisoners of the chain can only break it with brute force. You're the strongest in the troop. If you can't break it,
then the others won't be able to either.
And it shows the chains getting tighter and tighter around him as well. Around Uvo, this whole time it's getting tighter and tighter.
Enforce Zetsu? This is bad. Nen draws its energy from aura like fuel. Once your aura shut off, your abilities are useless. Zetsu is tailor-made to cancel out Nen abilities. Not bad. He thought it all out.
And then it shows Kurapika directly in front of Uvo. And then he punches Uvo directly into his side. Mind you, not into his chest, but into his exposed side. You know, right where a rib would be.
Looks like my enhanced fist can hurt you. Good. Now that you're restrained, I can finish you off with my bare hands. Tell me everything you know.
And then proceeds to just barbecue those Uvo ribs.
Where are the others?
Kill me.
And then he punches and breaks his arm.
What abilities do they have?
Kill me.
And then we just see Uvo. A little time has passed, and Uvo is just covered in blood from Kurapika just bodying him.
It's disgusting. The noises, the physical contact, the smell of blood. They make me sick. How can you not think anything or feel anything? Answer me!
Kill me.
And then Kurapika sends out a chain from his pinky, which has the same type dagger that is essentially on his own heart, and he sends it directly into Uvo, and he jabs it into his heart.
This is your last chance. I've stabbed your heart with the stake of retribution.
Ooh, what a name.
I'm going to set a rule. Breaking it will activate the chain and crush your heart. Judgment chain. Arbiter little finger. The rule is, you have to answer my questions with the truth. If you do, I'll let you live a while longer.
And Uvo just continues to look at him.
Where are the others?
Get lost, fool.
And then we just get a squelch sound as apparently Uvo's heart just gets completely crushed in that instance. And then Kurapika lets go of his jail, and Uvo falls forward, apparently dead. And Kurapika's eyes go from the scarlet they were before back to the usual black that they used to be.
Maybe I took too long.
And then Kurapika gets on the phone.
It's me. I'll be there in an hour.
That's good. The boss's father has been delayed.
Okay.
And we just get a shift sound as Kurapika just straight up buries Uvo right then and there. This brother dead. This brother dead. He gone. Uvo's gone. He just he already has a shovel. This Joker had a shovel with him the whole time. He was prepared to bury somebody that day. Had a shovel and just covered his whole body up with some dirt and then just leaves him. And then we cut to a completely different location because we're back with Leorio, Killua, and Gon.
Not one useful message over email or voicemail.
Same here. The prize money's tempting, but it's gonna be tough catching the spiders. You pretty much need a good intelligence network to find bounties.
But we paid for registration already. Can't we make the money some other way?
I doubt it. Not one would give us a tip without a reward. If we offered one, we'd get a pile of bogus tips.
We'd end up wasting our time sorting through them.
You're right. The auction starts on the 6th, right?
Yeah.
We still have 3 days. 3 days! If we can catch just one, we could make him tell us where the others are. And the rest would follow like follow like lemmings. Hey, pretty sneaky. Let's ask for something concrete, like their whereabouts, and offer a big reward.
But the ring's all we've got left. Some guys were offering 8 million.
Then we'll offer 15 million.
Huh?
But
But where do we get the money?
And then Gon shows his hunter license. And then it cuts to a completely different location in an abandoned building. And we have members of the Phantom Troop in this building. And we got the dude that was able to tell Uvo that he would be able to get rid of the leeches by, drinking a whole bunch of beer. Hold on. Sorry about that. But we have the one dude that was helping Uvogin get the leeches out of his body. And he's going, "Is Uvo back yet?" Then we have Phaeton.
No. Don't worry. He not die so easily.
But the guy is looking at him, kind of concerned. And then we have Crollo, who's here.
The person uses a chain. He's probably a manipulator or a conjurer. Uvogin can beat just about anyone, but they're likely to beat him in a one-on-one fight. Conjurers often enhance items with unique abilities. They might cancel out Uvo's strength. And a manipulator could, well, manipulate him.
I should have gone with him. Blast!
If he isn't back by dawn, we'll switch plans.
And then we cut to a different location with Gon and company. Let's see.
I can access the Hunter website. That confirms it's authentic. With the license as collateral, we can lend you 100 million jewel.
Oh, Jenny, not Jewel. Jewel is a completely different currency from a completely different game.
With the license as collateral, we can lend you 100 million Jenny. The amount is due September 10th. The interest rate is 0%.
Think it over. Do you really want to pawn your license?
You'll never get it back if you forfeit it. Well, I can't sell it. Besides, the bank won't lend us this much.
Please sign here.
Okay.
Gon is literally using his own license as collateral.
Please sign here.
Okay. Right. We can't turn back now.
And then both and Killua's looking like
He's nuts.
And that's the end of chapter 84. Onwards to chapter 85. Chapter 85, September 3rd, part 1. And we have all the money that they currently have, which is 100,340,602 Jenny. And then Leorio.
Whoa. A cool 100 million.
We really have to be on the ball this time.
What do we do first?
And then Leorio's all like, "What you mean? What do you mean this time?"
What do we do first?
What else? Buy a copy of the Southern Beast catalog. Southern Beast catalog. Buy a copy of the Southern Beast catalog. And chapter 85, September 3rd, part 1. They do this a couple of times where they show the title differently. But they're at a very fancy looking building. Southern Bees is York News' leading auction house. The catalog is the admission ticket and costs 12 million Jenny. Auctions happen over 5 days, from the 6th to the 10th. But we won't know when specific items will go on the auction block without the catalog.
I see.
Come on, guys. Look up the stuff before you get here.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have an attendant speaking to them.
Welcome.
We'd like to buy a catalog.
Very good, sir. How will you be paying?
Via bank transfer.
This little guy?
And they're just looking at Gon like, he's kind of young.
Here's your catalog.
And it's a very, very, very thick catalog.
All of the items up for auction this year are listed inside. This card is your admission ticket. Up to 5 people can get in with it from the 6th to the 10th. But to take part in an auction, you'll have to register the card under one name. Whose will it be?
And then both Leorio and Killua just look at Gon, and Gon goes,
Gon Freaks, please.
and then he starts flipping through the pages.
Greed Island. Here it is!
And we find the page on it.
Whoa!
And then we get the description of Greed Island. Greed Island, a game for hunters. In 1987, a mere 100 cartridges were sold for 5.8 billion jenny each. Very little is known about the game's contents, as you'll discover by reading the instruction manual, the entirety of which is scanned below. Please bear this in mind when bidding on this item. Greed Island has not appeared on the market for the past few years, but Southern Bees has successfully acquired 7 copies. Authenticity was verified in the following ways. 1. Confirmation with the manufacturer, verification of the serial number. 2. Confirmation of ownership history, records of sale. And 3. Actual condition of the item. The condition of the game speaks for itself. As to their authenticity, there can be no doubt after seeing them in person. We urge that you see for yourself. They are a must-see. And then it continues to list more stuff. Once the game begins, play cannot be interrupted. We recommend that you begin playing only when you can devote at least a week to the game. There is a real danger of death. There is a danger that you will become trapped in the game world indefinitely, and we are not responsible for any problems caused by the use of this game. This game is for hunters only. Any number of people can play. Insert the software into the Joy Station and perform Ren. As in Figure 1, the game will start automatically. And they're just reading all of this information. And then Leorio.
There's a game being auctioned every day from the 6th to the 8th, with 2 in the afternoon of the 10th. The minimum bid is 8.9 billion. Now we just have to raise the money.
We have 90 million including the ring. That's everything.
We still have Leorio's license.
Hey! Sure you want to put up 15 million as a reward?
Yeah.
Okay, so we put an ad in a message board. If it works, we nab a spider, make him tell us where the rest of them are, and round them up.
Call it Operation Lemming.
Not a bad plan, but we can't avoid the red herrings. They'll be fake ones, but the honest mistakes will be the worst.
We can narrow things down by asking where they spotted the spiders. We won't name an area. If someone reports a sighting in Yorknew, it's probably true.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee they'll still be around.
Maybe, but it's pretty likely. The Mafia's watching all the transportation routes. There's no way the spiders can leave the city with the stuff they stole. They're hiding here, somewhere.
And it just shows a big section of Yorknew, just like the spiders are out there somewhere in this vast expanse. Can you imagine an open world Hunter x Hunter game? Can you imagine? I want it. I want it to be real. I want it to be real. But first, a solo leveling video game on an actual console. I need that.
Let's go back to the hotel and post the ad.
Okay.
And we're in a crowd of people while Gon and company are walking around.
What's with the pieces of paper?
This is a silent auction bazaar. Buyers write down the amount they're willing to pay. Whoever puts down the highest bid before the time limit wins. See? The popular items get several bids in a row like this.
Oh, yeah.
People like coming because they get to handwrite their bids. Vendors will often sell before the time limit if you can agree on a price. It's like a garage sale in a flea market, with mostly junk from people's attics.
It's nothing like a hoity-toity auction.
Oh, it's nothing like a hoity-toity auction.
And then something catches Gon's eye.
What is it, Gon?
And Gon picks up something. And it's some kind of knife.
Excuse me, mister.
If you want it, write down your price. I'll sell it to you if there's no other buyer by noon.
Oh,
That knife. I wonder.
And that's Killua.
Leorio, you're good at haggling. Can you get that for us right now? Could be a real treasure.
Leave it to me. Like that knife, Gon? I saw a better one over there, but it had more bids on it.
Hey, buddy.
We've got to leave. Could you sell it to us now? Ugh. Well, I guess there haven't been any other bidders. I can sell it to you for the right price.
It looks pretty old. How about 100 Jenny?
No way. Oh well, let's go, Gon.
Wait! How about 500?
300.
And they get a knife. They get the knife.
It's the real thing, all right.
What the heck is it?
It's a Ben's knife.
A Ben's knife?
It belonged to Ben Dellin. Benny Dellin.
Or Benny DeLon? Benny Dellin or Benny DeLon?
It belonged to Benny Dellon. He was a serial killer from 100 years ago. This is the actual brand he used.
A swordsmith by trade, he forged a numbered knife each time he killed someone. As a memento, he made 288 in all. He put the knives up for sale in his storefront with his regular swords and knives. In prison, he was said to have explained, "Each of my victims' screams and facial expressions inspired my work." He had a cult following even in his day. These people are crazy.
They're undervalued because of their link to Dellon, but they're masterpieces and there are keen collectors of them. My dad liked them too.
So, what do they cost?
It depends on the number, but at least 5 million.
For real? How'd you know, Gon?
I didn't.
Then how?
Well, when I first saw the knife, it felt weird. So I looked at it with Gyo. Then I saw a slight aura around it.
Gyo?
It's a type of nen. It basically means looking really carefully. You're right.
I don't see nothing.
You'll be able to do it with Ren practice.
Why didn't I think of it before?
Huh?
We can use nen to spot great steals. Four Eyes said that talented people in any field often use nen without knowing it. Things with a trace of aura like this knife were probably made by geniuses.
Yeah, we can spot hidden gems and sell them for a profit at a higher end auction. Call it Operation Easy Money with Nen.
And that title just gets lost on Leorio and Killua.
Alrighty, I'll be in charge of tracking the bulletin board. I'll call you if I get something. We'll go hunt for more stuff.
And no, I think that's Leorio.
Alrighty, I'll be in charge of tracking the bulletin board. I'll call you if I get something.
We'll go hunt for more stuff. We'll go hunt for more stuff.
Let the game begin!
Good luck!
So, Gon, Killua, and Leorio go their own separate ways in order to potentially find some more items. Albeit, Leorio is the only one who can't use Go to scope out stuff. But then we cut to a different building, and we have Killua's brother walking up.
Welcome.
I want a catalog.
And he went to Southern Bees as well. So his brother's looking for the catalog too, trying to get his hands on it, because he's searching for Greed Island too. But that's the end of Chapter 85. Onwards to Chapter 86! Chapter 86, September 3rd, Part 2.
Hey, Gon, what's up? Here, it's all been red herrings. One guy even said he was a spider, claimed to be number 6. I called back to be safe, but it was a kid's prank. The ones that don't write a location are the worst, like, top secret, please call. I kept calling to check, but they've all been bogus. I've changed our ad to read specify location. How's it going there? What? Someone else is doing the same thing?
Chapter 86, September 3rd, Part 2. And we're back with Gon and Killua, and they're still at the market.
Yeah, we found 4 items this morning with traces of aura. Another one! Looks like an ugly vase to me. But the presence of aura means it was made by a talented person. It's still ugly. Hey, a previous bid! For 500 Jenny.
And then Killua.
If there's a previous bid, raise the price by 250%. If we go up bit by bit, we could wind up in a drawn-out bidding war. This could cost us more, but it's better to crush the opposition.
250% of 500. Is that 1,750? I'll try over here. Wonder what happened to the picture I saw before. This still looks like chicken scratch to me.
And he's looking at all these different photos with bids on them. Yo, Kitten 1! The legendary Kitten 1! It is good to see you! We are currently going through Volume 10 of Hunter x Hunter right now, and we are on Chapter 86 of the series. We are making very good time. But sit back, relax, and just enjoy my
dulcet tones as I voice characters in a manga!
Please forgive me. I just had to. But he's looking at someone bidding on this photo, on this picture.
That guy again.
And then his phone goes off.
How's it going, Gon?
Killua. You too?
I found 2 items, but a guy called Zeppel.
Yeah, because it shows that Zeppel was on the name of the first tag when he was looking at that ugly statue.
I found 2 items, but a guy called Zeppile put in a bid first. When I put in my bid, he quadrupled it.
It isn't coincidence.
You're right. He's doing the same thing we are.
Now what'll we do?
I bet I'll try it again. The deadline's noon, right? Let's put in a bid at the last minute. Hold off, okay? We don't want the prices to get too high. Between us, we'll win at least 2.
Okay.
And then back to Leorio.
So how'd it go?
We won 3. The other guy got the weird vase.
Good.
Now we go register at an auction.
And then it shows Killua and Gon walking through the market, but apparently somebody is watching them. Time passes, and we get back to Southern B.
I'm sorry. This year's auction catalog was finished 6 months ago. We're currently considering items for next year. That's because we personally guarantee the authenticity of all entries with written appraisals, and that can take a long time. Most auction houses will be no different. They'll say you're too late for this year's auction. We really want to sell these by the 5th. The fastest way would be to sell them to an antiques dealer.
We'd prefer an auction.
I don't advise this, but you could exhibit them at a dealer's market.
A dealer's market. An auction for professionals who make their living as middlemen. To be in it, all you need is a certificate. Anyone can obtain one, so amateurs often take part. Bidding is based solely on the items on display. Participants must rely on their own judgment and appraisal skills. Last-minute entries often show up on the day of an auction. Forgeries have also been known to mar the proceedings.
This is a broker's market, so prices will be lower than at public auctions because of the profit margin. You can still get a higher price here than at an antique shop. But top-quality items don't always fetch the price they should. The business is full of crafty and often shady characters. Surviving in it isn't easy, especially if your broker isn't honest or well-informed.
And then both Gon and Killua just straight up just say bye, and they just leave. Sorry, the boys were getting kind of loud in the other room. But Gon and Killua just say thanks and they leave.
A dealer's market? If these are genuine, they should sell for a lot.
Yeah, a normal auction would be better, but we don't have a choice.
I'd still like to know what they're worth.
Yeah.
Then we cut to another building.
Let's get him to take a look.
Just to check, not to sell.
Welcome! And they're at an appraiser, and they take all the items that they bought from bids to this person. The photo and some other stuff.
Hey, did you bring these from home?
Yeah, they were in an old ware storehouse. My parents said we could sell them if we got a good price.
He's good.
And this is Killua trying to put on his best kid face.
They're all fine specimens. Take this one, a signed limited edition lithograph by Mucatolini. He only signs the ones he really liked. This one's low in the series, too. The autograph looks real.
That's where we saw the aura.
It goes for around 150,000.
And that surprises both Gon and Killua.
Oh!
And this, a wonderful handmade antique doll. It's in excellent condition, and the original box and accessories are intact, increasing the value. That would go for 300,000.
Yeah!
And this, on the other hand, is worthless.
I guess the aura wasn't foolproof.
Maybe the artist just wasn't famous.
It's clearly not the same age as the statue. The box is newer. The owner probably felt bad about leaving it bare. The carving job is rough and uneven. There's no hallmark with the sculptor's name. Probably someone having fun a few hundred years ago. 1,500, Jenny, would be generous.
Aw.
But only as a statue. The wood itself is valuable. Age-quality wood is a treasure to modern sculptors.
Yeah?
I know someone who'd paid 100,000 for it.
Really?
Only a few pros know this fact, and they'll need to know a sculptor to sell it to, or else it's junk.
Yeah.
So, if you sell me the other two pieces for 420,000, I'll buy this wood from you for 80,000.
Give us a minute.
Sure, take your time. No merchant would pay more than 450 grand for them. There'd be no profit in it. Mind if I analyze the age of the wood?
What do you think? Might be better to sell them here than pay the auction fees.
Trill, we could get a second opinion and come back.
And then someone walks in on them. Stop right there! Put that down! Don't let him fool you. He was telling the truth about the art and the doll, but he's lying about the statue.
Who are you? What are you saying?
No antique dealer would pay 80,000 for that wood. What you want are the contents of that statue. And some random dude is just calling out this dude. Some random guy with sandals on. And pointy sideburns says like, don't be fooled. This is a wooden vault, a camouflage safe that was once used for tax evasion. The rich liked to use them 300 years ago. They were so ingeniously made that they often got sold by mistake to estate sales. I bet this one hasn't been opened since it was made. The seam is right here, but only pros would see it. We'll see it. It should be filled with riches. You were planning to replace the contents while you were pretending to analyze its age.
But I was only...
And then this random dude just smiles at Gon and Killua. Heh. And his lips are all like this. Heh. I can't even do my lips like this. Heh. That's his face. And that's the end of chapter 86. Onwards to chapter 87! Chapter 87, September 3rd, part 3.
Thanks, Zeppel. We were almost duped.
Ah, that's Zeppel. Don't thank me. It's a matter of give and take.
Huh?
And he just puts up two fingers. 20%. More share when you sell the vault.
What?
Are you trying to rip us off?
Hey, it's for advice given.
Well, he did help us.
Don't be such a pushover. We can't spare even one jetty. We could treat you to lunch, that's all.
Okay, by me. I know a good place. And once again, chapter 87, September 3rd, part 3. And Zeppel is just scarfing down a whole bunch of good-looking food. Can I have another shish kebab?
Me too. How about you, Gon?
Make it 3, please.
Coming right up.
Zeppel, I've been thinking. I feel bad. We should pay you a commission.
Give it up.
Lunch is enough. Could I have some miso soup with tofu?
Look how much he's eating. I like crab fried rice.
Crab fried rice sounds actually really good.
I like crab fried rice.
But still.
No, really, it's okay. But could I ask you one thing? How'd you appraise the 3 pieces?
Appraise?
We didn't.
Are you serious? How'd you pick 'em out?
Tell me it wasn't random. How did you decide on those 3 things from among all those vendors?
Think it's okay to tell him the truth?
I guess better than paying him money.
Nen? Aura?
Yeah.
We've been trained to see it.
In that case, it makes sense that you chose the wooden vault without knowing what was inside, and that you passed up on the other variables.
Huh? There were others?
Yeah, brand name goods, classic trading cards, mass-produced collectibles. Their prices fluctuate a lot, but so even pros have a hard time. Why do you want so much money?
I thought you only wanted to know one thing.
Come on, you can tell me.
Okay then. We'll take turns asking questions.
All right.
We want a certain item in an auction, so we really need money for it.
Oh? What is it?
Now it's our turn. How much could we get for selling what's inside the vault?
It depends on what's inside, but you're probably 100 million at least.
Wow!
What do you want to bid on?
A video game called Greed Island.
That'll be tough. It's insanely expensive.
How much could you get for the weird vase?
Huh. Oh, this? This is junk. It's totally worthless. Why do you want the game? Didn't it cost 6 billion way back when?
And both Killua and Gon are kind of quiet. Yo, what is going on? Oh, wait. Oh, you're just... Nah, I can't even believe I was about to say, yo, what is going on, Kit and Juan? I'm literally just... It's instinctual for me to just do that when I see someone, but yeah. 80,000 is insane. How did they think they could get away with that and not draw attention? When you have people who are not used to haggling, don't know the ins and outs of selling or buying stuff from people, some people can get away with offering you less than the desired price for something. So say, for instance, let's say I wanted to sell my Thor Stormbreaker from Avengers Infinity War. And I think I got it for like maybe it might have been $60. Some people will try to haggle because they don't want to pay full price for it. Some will try to haggle for under its price, even though it's not even really been used. It's incredibly dusty, and I haven't put batteries in it in so very long. Some people will try to haggle to avoid giving you the full price, its original price, or maybe even more for it since, they don't make those anymore. A lot of stuff I have in my room that you just can't get on the open market anymore because they no longer make them. My Infinity Gauntlet for Thanos, Mjolnir from Thor, I got Captain America's shield over in my corner, I got Deadpool guns from Nerf, specifically Deadpool-tailored guns. But when you put this stuff out there on the open market, some people may not want to pay full price for it because either 1, it's worthless, or 2, it's actually valuable, but they don't want to give you the full price for it. So yeah, it really just depends on the situation. And then we get back to, but let's get back to Zeppile. Oh, this junk is totally worthless. Why do you want the game? Didn't it cost 6 billion way back when? And then both Gon and Killua are quiet.
I'm looking for my dad. There may be clues in the game.
Huh.
Why'd you pick the vase?
Huh?
Why didn't you go for the vault? You knew we wanted the same things you did. Most people would go for the thing that's worth the most. But you picked a piece of junk over the vault and even the doll. Why?
Actually, I made the vase.
Yeah?
Oops, sorry I called it weird.
Wasn't it the other kid? Huh, I don't care. I made it, but it's not my own work.
Huh?
It's a counterfeit. A knockoff. I used to make them when I was dirt poor and hungry. I quit after I started making a living in antiques. This was one of the early ones. It's pretty shoddy, now that I look at it. I still see them in bazaars now and then. I vowed to buy 'em all back.
I get it. Then how much would a real vase fetch?
My turn. What does your dad do?
He's a pro hunter.
How much would a real vase fetch?
Only 40 to 50 grand. A rookie counterfeiter would never get high-end jobs. I know a few hunters in the antiques trade, and they're crazy. They fly all over the world. Wouldn't it be tough for a kid to track one of them down?
Oh, I'm a pro hunter too.
Yeah?
Now it's your turn to ask.
Okay. This'll be my last question. Is there anything I can help you with? If you want to make money from auctions, you'll need someone with appraisal experience. On the other hand, there are plenty of opportunities for appraisers to make money here. You decide how much you want to pay me. What do you say?
And then we get back to Zeppa, and then we get Gon's question.
Okay, this'll be our last question too. Why do you want to help us?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Appraising is my job. It's only natural to approach potential clients. In theory, anyway. Actually, I was kind of flattered. It felt nice knowing that someone was bidding on my work, even if it was junk.
It's not junk! That vase is filled with your Nen, an aura-based power. Anyone can produce an aura, but it's really hard to control it. Surrounding things with aura is called Ten. It takes lots of concentration and training. We can tell how much effort you put into that vase. You did it without knowing a thing about Nen. And that takes real talent. Sorry we call it weird.
My eyes don't fool me. Stay in this business long enough and you start being able to judge people, both buyers and sellers. You can be more objective about people than your favorite antiques. Your gut can tell you whether to do business with someone or not. And my gut is telling me, I want to work with you. That's my answer. What's yours?
And Gon says,
Yes, please.
We'll decide the fees after we see what you can do.
and then we cut to a different location, and it shows Zepile working on a statue. I don't know if I could be like a woodworker statue because he's got the wood, he's got the hammer, and he's got the chisel, but he's also holding the wood with his feet. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just thinking like, Final Destination messed me up when it comes to working with tools and stuff near, exposed body parts. I just have this thought in. That's the reason why when you look at the wood carver from Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and he's only got one arm, but he's holding on to the structure, holding on to this piece of wood with just his feet, and he's also carving it with this chisel, this sharp chisel. I'm thinking like, bruh, if you miss, you taking a toe off. And I'm like, I don't like looking at him work because I'm just thinking, what if he goes across the grain, across the skin, like on the knuckle of the foot, just across the knuckles, so like, hing! I'm like, no. So when I see Zepile, when I see Zepile over here, I just see him holding the wood with his feet, and I'm thinking like, all it takes is for you to just miss once. But he's working on a wood sculpture while Gon and Killua are watching. Oh no, wait, no, he's not even working on a wood sculpture. It's the very same sculpture. It's the vault piece. I went on a tangent for nothing because this is not the right item for this. It's the vault, and he hits directly into the seam and he cracks it open, and there's tons of jewels inside.
Whoa! Check out the aura!
It's genuine. This will bring at least 300 million.
Mom refused to drive behind a tree truck. She said it was because of the movie, but she says I'm not old enough for it yet. You are not. You are not. Your mom is right. You are not ready for a single Final Destination movie. Nope. She's right. She is right. You are not ready yet. Because to this day, I'm 33 years old. And the stuff that happens in Final Destination has made me cautious of anything even remotely like that in real life. That is permanent trauma. You don't need that. You do not need that. You do not need that at all. Don't even worry about it. Put it out of your mind. Do not even be concerned about watching Final Destination anytime soon. Because that movie messed me up. That movie has been in the back of my head when it comes to anything dangerous. That's the reason why I'm careful now. Because of those movies. You don't need to watch them. Not yet.
Not yet.
but it's genuine.
This would bring at least 300 million.
Oh!
But dealers markets are cash only. You won't get any bids by entering something this valuable at the last minute. You'd be wasting your entrance fee.
So, what do we do now?
We take it to an auction preview.
What's that?
It's a place that showcases items that miss the catalog deadline. Dealers appraise the goods and decide how much they'd pay. It also lets them know the day something's going up for auction. But I warn you, nothing's simple in this business. A beauty like this could end up undervalued. We don't know what tricks they might pull. Got it?
Undervalued?
I don't get it.
And then we get a elderly-looking gentleman going,
Welcome, I'm Talun, the gallery director. I hear from my employees that you have a marvelous specimen.
and it's just a ton of all their jewels that they have in front.
What a magnificent collection! All excellent specimens, and in pristine condition.
We want to preview this for tomorrow's auction.
Very well, sir. It's quite a beauty. I'm tempted to buy it myself. What would you say to 250 million?
Sorry.
Of course, this could easily fetch more at an auction. Come this way.
And then we move to a far more open space in this very large gymnasium auditorium type looking building.
This is the preview floor. Please feel free to look around.
And then he just motions over towards the pile. And numerous people start to walk in behind them. And he's keeping an eye on them. And then they start showing off the items for the auction. Oh, a wooden vault!
Whoa!
And Gon and Killua are smiling.
The glue sealing it shut is vintage.
I don't see signs of tampering.
I bet a collection like this would fetch a fortune.
I don't know. The wooden vault could be real, but the jewelry inside might not be.
And some random dude just walks up. And then Zapile just goes,
It started.
and that's the end of chapter 87. Onwards to chapter 88, because we're going all the way up to 93. So we still got a little ways to go, but we're getting there. I was about to say September 88. Chapter 88, September 3rd, part 4. And then we get this big burly bald dude standing next to his shady looking friend going,
A wooden vault could be real, but the jewelry inside might not be.
It started. Yeah, but the jewels are real. We examined them with our loupes. They're genuine antiques.
But you haven't checked them all.
Well,
Even if they were all real, that doesn't mean they're as old as the vault.
What are they doing?
they're trying to bring down the price by making stuff up.
Shouldn't we stop them?
I don't think it's right, but this is what previews are about. Everyone wants the best deal.
and then he starts looking at the guy who starts messing with the jewelry.
Watch people closely. If anyone acts suspicious, ask loudly if they need any help.
And Killua starts watching one of the bald guy's shady friend, and Gon is watching the bald guy who's making all the ruckus.
Does this belong to you? Don't worry, we're not gonna switch them. That's why each item has its own gallery tag.
It's not like the tags would stop anyone.
Who are you? Who are you?
These kids are my clients. I can vouch for the vault's authenticity. The jewelry inside is genuine too.
Got an official certificate of authenticity?
No. This is a waste of time.
We can't go by your word.
Why didn't you get one?
It takes too long. We couldn't get it in time for the auction. My clients need the money before the end of the year. Of course, we'll withdraw the item if it doesn't reach our reserve price.
By the end of the year? By the end of the year? He's just saying that. They'd try to rip us off if they knew we needed the money now.
You can get an independent appraisal after the auction. We'll write a full refund in the contract if it turns out to be fake.
That's some guarantee.
Maybe it is genuine.
You sure you want to make that kind of promise? Wooden vaults have fooled appraisers before. There are more doctoring methods out there than you can count.
Doctoring methods?
Counterfeiters use them to fool appraisers.
Both the vault and the contents could be fake, and even if the vault is genuine, like I said, the contents could have been replaced. That's what's called a transplant.
Wow.
That's nothing to be impressed by.
There are various types of transplants, and they break down like this. 1. Replace all jewelry and fakes.
I'm trying to make his voice as grating and as annoying as possible, because he's already getting on my nerves just from his dialogue.
1. Replace all jewelry and fakes. 2. Leave some of the real jewelry. 3. Bait with real jewelry and displays, then switch to counterfeits right before a sale. 4. Replace with genuine but lower quality contemporary jewelry. And 5. Replace with genuine but lower quality period jewelry. Proving the authenticity of the vault isn't easy either.
And the reason why he's doing all this is because he's making people self-doubt themselves on whether or not this would be worth the effort of trying to buy.
The wood could be over 300 years old, but that's only the age of the raw material. That doesn't mean the wood was carved 300 years ago. It's easier to work out the material's age when it was processed.
He's right.
The wood could be 300 years old, but it could have been carved recently. That's called a facelift.
But wait, it wasn't a facelift. The glue in the seam is obviously old. Just look at how much it's oxidized, and there's no trace of a second layer of glue.
Oh yeah? Not many people know this, but the glue used back then will melt under heat. This is used for doing appraisals, but it's also used in scams.
Ugh, he really knows the trade.
Only a second-rate amateur would put fresh glue over the old glue. A real forger would melt the glue and reuse it. Then the seal would look like it had never been opened. That's called cauterization.
And more people are murmuring.
Now that he mentions it, we can't prove this hasn't cauterized.
Now,
Cauterization will leave scorch marks along the seam. The glue would be slightly discolored, at the very least. This glue isn't discolored at all. It's the real deal.
Subtle discoloration can only be seen by the naked eye. Even pros don't always see it, so it's unreliable.
We can't tell.
I didn't know half of these tricks.
Uh-oh. The others are starting to hesitate.
And then it cuts back to them in a separate area, and Zepile lets out a sigh.
Did they have to get into a lecture on scams in front of everyone? They must be into deflating. They try to drive prices down all the way. Some will stop at nothing. They bash the items they want and stir up controversy, or they plant lesser items while pretending to examine a collection.
You warned us about that. Think we can get a good price?
We won't know till the auction starts. It depends on the order of items. There were some reputable appraisers in that group. If any of them take a bite during the auction, the bidding frenzy will drive up the price.
Hey, Zepile! What other doctoring methods are there?
Interested?
Yeah, it was like learning magic tricks.
I get it now.
Forgotten what we're here for? Stop fooling!
And then Killua just shoves Gon.
I get it now. I couldn't figure out why this kid intrigued me, but I have an idea now. He isn't concerned with whether something's good or bad. I didn't see a hint of disapproval when I confessed about making knockoffs or when the dealers were going on about the vault, but I didn't see any greed either. There was just pure curiosity. If something impresses him, he's open to it whether it's good or bad. In other words, he's walking a fine line. There's no point in appraising him. It'd be a toss-up.
Are you okay?
Huh? Yeah. You want to know about doctoring methods? Come on, I'll show you.
And we cut to them going to basically like one of those little storefront vending machines where you could just put a quarter in and get a toy out. Appraisers look at three things when they examine a wooden vault. They're the same things that interest forgers: the wooden container, the glue in the seam, and the jewelry inside. Tricks of all kinds wind up being used. The container is the hardest to appraise. It was designed to hide riches, so the carving job is often crude. It's impossible to use quality as a basis of authenticity. Any kind of heavy, durable wood was used, and many of them are still readily available today. When a vault appears in auction sealed like this, you have very little to go on. And then he seals up the toy again.
That's why you want to look at the seam.
That's why you want to look at this.
That's why you want to look at the seam.
Right. The seam was cleverly hidden with wood shavings and paint. Find the seam and look for discoloration. If the oxidization is comparable to 300 years, it's the real deal. Or so you think.
Oh yeah, cauterization.
Good memory. The contents could have been replaced and the seam re-glued. Even pros can't always spot heat discoloration. It's the hardest trick to detect. A real doozy. But if it's used too often, buyers start to stay away from sealed vaults, and the market dwindles. New scams take advantage of this. Boldly display a real open vault with its contents replaced by cheap jewelry. It's called an autopsy. The human mind is a funny thing. If people are suspicious of closed vaults, an open one could fool even skilled appraisers, while the cheap jewelry was there for all to see. It wouldn't be displayed opened if it were fake. That's what they would think. When that trick is overused, an equally bold one's invented. Appraisers who could always spot the slightest signs of cauterization were fooled. How?
Were the vaults sealed?
Yeah. All the appraisers bought them, convinced they would never open to cauterized. And they were right. The seams weren't cauterized.
Never opened? Then how was it done?
Never opened? Then how was it done?
I know, the jewelry was fake all along.
Wrong.
Oh, they took the jewelry out through another hole.
Exactly.
Sheesh.
They made another hole away from the seam, replaced the jewelry inside with fakes, and patched up the hole. That's called an ostomy. Even a kid could figure it out, but a lot of veteran appraisers have been fooled. Their experience worked against them. They thought the contents had to be real if the glue wasn't discolored. That's what did them in.
Ooh, I'm impressed.
You never know what tricks they'll come up with next. Appraisers have to stay one step ahead. That's why we get suspicious when specimens look too perfect. The littlest hint can spread doubt in a group. And then Gon's phone just goes off.
Hello? Hi, Leorio. The spiders?
Yeah, there's no mistake. The informant sent me images of the spiders on the move. He's streaming me images with his cell phone camera. I'm getting the details now. We have 2 targets. The spiders are in Yorknew. We're tailing them. Please respond. And it shows Machi and another member of the Phantom Troop whose name hasn't been revealed quite yet. Hey!
Hey, come on!
But no, Zepile is looking at him going, hey!
Come on!
And that's the end of Chapter 88. Onwards to Chapter 89. Chapter 89, September 3rd, Part 5. We have 2 and this is Leorio. We have 2 targets, a man and a woman. I'm heading over now. Meet you there.
Come on!
Hey, what about the auction?
We trust you!
Huh? And then Gon just gives Zepile just a thumbs up.
Get us the best price!
And then Zepile's looking kind of stressed, but then he starts smiling. Leave it to me! September 3rd, Part 5, Chapter 89. And we get the two members of the Phantom Troop just chilling at a food court, looking completely normal. Well, they don't have their usual clothes on.
Could Uvo really be dead?
Probably, yeah. That's what we came to find out.
Here's the thing, though. People are... I believe these two individuals who are staring them down, though they don't notice, are the same people that took a photo of them. Took the photo of them for Leorio, because they look away as soon as it seems like they could look at him.
Could Uvo really be dead?
Probably, yeah. That's what we came to find out.
Uvo isn't stupid.
I know.
And the people who are taking pictures of them immediately look away, and I think they send this message to Leorio at this time.
Even if he's outmatched, he can handle himself. Hey, I'm the guy who posted
the ad.
Hello?
You're late. Where are you?
You're late! Where are you?
Take it easy. We see you.
Ah, Leorio's there.
It's the couple behind your boyfriend, right? We're wiring you the money now.
And then the money comes in.
Holy 50 million, Jenny!
Come on, let's go!
And then Machi speaks.
But Uvo isn't back.
Have to go now. Thank you, sir. Kitten 1, thank you for being here. Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to entertain you while you are here. You have a wonderful day. Tell the family I said hello.
But Uvo isn't back. Has he ever been late before?
He said he couldn't come back until he settled the score with the chain dude. You heard him.
That's why I said probably. I didn't say he's dead.
But that's your hunch?
Yeah.
Your hunches are usually right.
And they're quiet. And then the dude with the long hair goes,
We're gonna track the guy down and kill him without fail.
and then we get Leorio and Killua. And Gon.
So the billion Jenny question is, how do we nab him?
We don't stand a chance. They're out of our league. We don't stand a chance. They're out of our league.
Sheesh, how can you know that before we even try? And isn't it kind of late for that?
Don't yell. They'll spot us. I wasn't sure until I saw them with my own eyes.
They're that good?
Yeah, I've gotten better since my dad warned me about them, but it's not enough. Pretend there are two Hisokas sitting over there. Do you get it now?
And the thought of two Hisokas sitting over in the distance behind Gon and Leorio just fills their heads. Yeah, that's more than we can handle.
Why? Why do you think they're hanging out in a public square?
They're on a date, duh.
Having a chat over coffee.
Having a chat over coffee.
They are?
You're wrong. They know about the couple behind them. They're paying more attention to their surroundings than anyone here. They'll sense us if we get any closer, and don't even think about looking their way.
They know. That couple needs to leave. That couple needs to leave. That couple needs to leave. That couple needs to leave.
I thought they were on the lookout because the Mafia's after them, but then they wouldn't be out in public. They're not on the run. I forgot, they're spiders. They're waiting to be caught. They're waiting for prey. They're on the hunt for something. The Mafia or someone else.
And mind you, the long-haired dude across from Machi goes,
We're being watched.
Yeah, and they aren't amateurs.
Nope, but I can't tell where they are.
Do you think it's the chain dude?
I don't know, but if it is, we'll do what we want, like Krollo told us.
I think Krollo wants him to join us.
Machi. All Krollo said was find the chain dude and bring him back. Have you forgotten the unspoken rule? Use any means to bring him back, dead or alive. I don't care how you interpret that. Just stop telling me what to think.
Oh wait, this Machi going,
Use any means to bring him back, dead or alive.
I don't care how you interpret that. Just stop telling me what to think.
What are you talking about? You're the one who's telling me what to do.
and then there's a crack around Machi and this long-haired dude, and they feel this chill on their back just from the aura coming off of them. And mind you, we don't actually see an aura on these two individuals. It's just that the atmosphere feels off.
The mood's completely changed.
There's so much tension.
There's a word, tension.
Did they see us?
No,
How do you know?
I can't use Zetsu.
I can't use Zetsu like you guys.
This isn't the place to use it. Besides, it won't work with those two. They're checking out people's faces and watching how they act. You guys look pretty fishy. Smile, be yourselves.
And both Gon and Leorio let out the most forced smiles.
Never mind.
Then we get back to the long-haired Phantom Troop member.
Let's decide right now. Do we take him dead or alive?
Fine.
And then Machi flips a coin and then catches it. Long-haired dude says,
Heads.
Machi says,
Tails.
and then they move their hand, and then she moves her hand. And then we cut back to Kurapika, who's with the rest of the bodyguards, along with Neon and the boss.
I see. So that's what happened. Getting a new room was a smart move. Some of our boys were found murdered in theirs. The Phantom Troop is definitely using the Hunter website. Neon wouldn't be safe now without your quick thinking. Thank you.
Kurapika doesn't say anything.
Now, the plan. I'm sending my daughter home. Do you mind, Neon?
Do I have a choice? Everything was stolen and now the auction's calls canceled. There's no point in being here. This sucks.
There'll be another auction next year, Pumpkin. I'll make the bandits give back the things you wanted. I promise.
Really, Daddy?
Have I ever broken a promise before?
More than you've kept.
You got me.
And all of the bodyguards are kind of looking kind of tense over this conversation. Then the boss continues.
Melody and Boss show, was it?
Yes, sir.
Take Neon back to the mansion at once. You won't be totally safe since you were seen during the kidnapping, but you're better off than others. At least your pictures aren't on the Hunter's website. Put on a basic disguise to be safe.
Yes, sir.
Neon, go back to your room and pack.
Okay.
And then they all leave. And then it's just the boss and Kurapika there.
Now then, let's get down to business to keep my daughter safe.
I'm sorry.
Now then, let's get down to business. The auction will reopen tonight. Same place, same time. The community doesn't care who's behind this. They won't be made fools of. The Dons have sworn they'll get the stolen goods back.
Stolen?
The spider told us that the Shadow Beast beat them to it and that they hadn't stolen anything. Haven't you heard? The Shadow Beasts are all dead.
All of them are dead!
9 bodies have been found so far. The 10th, a man called Owl, was in charge of transporting the goods. The troop probably kidnapped him.
And I believe that was the person that we saw 2 chapters, or I want to say 3, well, I want to say the first chapter we did, where someone had like a sack over their head in a chair, bound up in the apartment, in the abandoned apartment where this Phantom Troop was at. And I'm just now realizing that they now have all of the items from the auction because Crollo was sitting on a pile of it and I never said anything. When Crollo was coming to terms with, like, Uvogin might be gone, Kitty! Hello! When Crollo came to the realization that the Nen user could have been using a chain, he was already sitting on top of the treasure. I just didn't say anything. It didn't dawn on me then. But now we know they got all the treasure, and the owl member of the Shadow Beast has already been taken by the Shadow Troop, and Krollo's just sitting on top of all the stolen goods.
The Shadow Beasts are all dead. 9 bodies have been found so far. The 10th, a man called Owl, was in charge of transporting the goods. The troop probably kidnapped them. The Dons know all about the powers of Nen. There won't be a need for torture if one of them has the power to extract information. They're assuming that the auction items have fallen into the troop's hands. More importantly, with the beasts wiped out, the Dons have hired pros to eliminate the troop.
Pros?
Pros?
Kurapika says, and then we get the eyes of a man, and then the eyes of an elderly man next to him. It's Killua's dad and grandfather!
The Mafia uses murder to intimidate. That's not our area of expertise. It's clearly more efficient to leave it to the experts. The Dons have formed a team of crack assassins. They'll take care of the troop for us. But this is our only chance to be useful to the community. We don't want the assassins to take all the credit. Kurapika, I want you to join the assassin team.
And then it cuts to back with Killua and Gon and everybody.
They're on the move. What do we do?
Because both members of the Phantom Troop start to leave.
Like I said, we can't fight them and win.
We'll manage somehow. We have to.
Yeah, we can't turn back now.
And Killua agrees.
All right, but you have to do as I say.
And that's the end of chapter 89. Onwards to chapter 90. 3 more chapters after this one, and we're done for today. Then I'll get myself some food. And then we'll get started on the brand new update for Wuthering Waves. Chapter 90. September 3rd, Part 6.
Gon and I will track them. We gotta stay hidden from here on out. So we'll use Zetsu.
He faded right in front of me. Oh, it's almost like he turned transparent. Because Leorio's looking at all these different applications of Nen that he can't currently use.
Gon, promise me 2 things. If they see us, we stop and retreat immediately. We also bail if I decide that it's impossible to track them further. Got that?
Yeah.
I'll ring once for abort, so answer the phone on my second call. Put it on vibrate. If those 2 split up, we'll follow the woman. Leorio, you get in touch with Zepile and work on the auction.
September, I really want to say the title as the chapter number, but chapter 90, September 3rd, Part 6.
You don't have tracking experience, do you?
Well, I followed Hisoka during the hunter exam.
For real? Without being spotted?
Yeah, I probably shadowed him for a whole day.
Wow, that's pretty good. And Killua just, all of a sudden, just hits Gon over the head.
Ow! What was that for?
No reason.
And he's doing that because even he probably couldn't think that he'd be able to. He doesn't like the fact that Gon could do something like that towards Hisoka, who even Killua was intimidated by. And Gon was just following him for a whole day.
What was that for?
No reason. You make the grade. Just avoid their field of vision. Let's go!
And then we cut to a different location as Gon and Killua are following the both Machi and the dude with the long hair.
They're exiting the plaza into a narrow street.
Roger that. Have they caught on to us yet?
No, we're fine. They won't spot us so long as we're using Zetsu, but they're expecting to be followed, so be careful. Sheesh. Doesn't he know it's over the minute they find us? I'm tearing my hair out looking for changes in their behavior.
And they continue, these 2 Shadow Troop, Phantom Troop, not Shadow Troop, but I'm thinking of Shadow Beast. Phantom Troop members just keep walking through these dilapidated streets. Dilapidated!
If they knew we were here, they'd let on. No one could hide that. I know they haven't caught on. but the sign would only last a second. Most people wouldn't spot it. I've had to play life or death games of shadow since I was 3. I would feel their hearts skip a beat. I would never be dumb enough to miss it.
And it cuts to Machi, who goes,
Are we being followed?
Probably. But they haven't given themselves away. Perfect, Setsu.
They're good.
They know! They know that whoever is following them is using Zetsu to mask their presence, but they can tell that someone is masking their presence. I do think that is a bad sign. I think that's a bad sign if you're invisible and someone just knows you're there anyway, because they can just sense you. It's bad when you have the ability to hide your presence and someone can tell that you're hiding your presence, which should not be a thing if you're already hiding your presence. These people scare me. They scare me.
Are we being followed?
Probably. But they haven't given themselves away. Perfect, Zetsu.
They're good.
And both Gon and Killua continue to follow him.
Uh-oh. They're heading into the deserted part of the city. Maybe they figured out they're being followed. Is this a trap? No, I know they don't know we're here. They could be going back to their hideout. If that's the case, this is a great success. If it's a trap, we bail. If it's their hideout, we follow them a while longer. Is this a trap or their hideout? I don't sense anything unnatural in their behavior. We keep going.
And then we move to a more deserted place. But they stand in the open. Both Machi and the dude stand in the open and they're watching.
They're not taking the bait.
Maybe it's not the chain dude.
Why's that?
There's more than one of them. Chain dude probably works alone.
What makes you think so?
He works for Nostrade, but he seems to have fought Uvo alone. For their part, the Mafia haven't made a move. They definitely use Uvo to threaten us, whether he was dead or alive. If he were dead, they'd have put a picture of his beaten-up severed head on the web by now. That means the chain dude killed Uvo on his own and didn't report it to the Mafia. But why would a Mafia thug work by himself? It's probably a personal grudge.
All of this information they're just gathering from stuff that they weren't even there to see. They're just gathering all this information. These people are scary. They're scary.
You're guessing an awful lot.
Quiet. I can't imagine a guy like that would team up with anyone. So Chain Dude works alone, and these guys are unrelated.
Your logic is full of holes.
Then what do you think?
Well, I think they're still somehow related to the Chain Dude.
Is that a hunch?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's got nothing to do with logic.
And Gon is still watching them.
What do you think, Killua?
They're either going to meet up with others, or they're trying to draw us out.
Draw us out? Do they know we're onto them?
There's a 50-50 chance. If they have, they're telling us to show ourselves because they don't know where we are.
Now what?
This might be their meeting place. Let's wait a little while. Let's wait a while longer and see what happens.
And then the guy's phone goes off.
Gon! I'm gonna hang up now, so listen carefully. If things start to look suspicious, we're getting out of here. In fact, the next time I ring, it means we bail. Got it?
Hello?
Hey, it's Finks.
What's up?
How's it going?
We're being followed. They won't show themselves, so this could take a while.
And both Gon and Killua are watching them. Like they got their faces kind of partially uncovered so that they can't see them.
Want a hint?
I don't get it.
Then the guy's still on the phone, and all of a sudden, he looks directly where Gon and Killua are. He's just standing there. And then he looks over. He's on the phone, and then he just goes. He looks in their direction, and both Gon and Killua get red flags, and they jump away quickly. But they start running until it shows that two people have shown up to face them in the doorways of the rooms they're trying to run away from. Killua is face to face with one guy with slick back hair, and Gon is face to face with a woman in a business suit. And they're both staring them down. Killua starts moving fast enough for him to literally ricochet off of the roof and walls of the room at high speeds that you only see the speed lines of him moving. And the guy is following his speed and grabs his leg while he's moving at this speed. Then Killua gets some rocks and throws it at the guy, and the guy, unbothered, dodges all of them point blank. Remember, this is Killua. This is the same dude that is able to rip a heart out of a person's chest before the person realizes their heart is gone until they realize they don't have a heartbeat anymore. This is Killua, the same person that is capable of knocking out a person and disappearing from the front of them. Catch you in the Wuthering Waves. All right, kitty. Thank you for being here. If you're heading out. If you're heading out, then thank you. So yeah, you will definitely be playing Wuthering Waves today. But this is Killua. This is insanely fast character that we've been introduced to, Killua. And this guy is not only capable of touching and catching him, but also dodging stuff thrown by Killua with his strength. And while that's happening, Killua uses this moment to try and kick him in the face while he's distracted.
Those rocks were feints.
Got him!
But before Killua can land a kick, the other guy takes his other opposing hand and grabs him. Grabs his other leg.
He blocked it easily with his left hand.
Then Killua jabs his fingers into the ground, and then using and spinning, because this is really well animated in the anime, using the ground as a support, he spins his body around and rips his legs away from the guy's grip. But not without suffering damage, because the dude's grip was so strong he literally ripped the flesh off of Killua's legs. No. Oh no! How strong is your grip? If someone is able to get their legs away from your grip, you wind up leaving some flesh behind because that person was holding on that tightly. No, I don't like the look of that. No! And then the dude with the long hair. Finks! Finks is his name. But the dude with the long hair walks in.
Hey, Finks. What are you doing here? I thought you were with Crollo.
This is the 4th floor.
And mind you, the dude with the long hair came in through the window that Killua was spying on them from. And, as Killua said, they're on the 4th floor. And he's already in the window before, he's just now noticing the guys behind him when he speaks. Not when he climbs up, but when he starts talking.
What are you doing here? I thought you were with Crollo.
Deceive your allies to deceive your enemies, as they say. We wanted you to act as casual as possible.
Crollo did it again. I knew there were too many masters of Zetsu.
They were tailing us while we were tailing the other two. We're trapped!
So, kiddo, I have some questions.
Then we cut back to Gon, who's face to face with the business suit woman, and also Machi. And that's the end of chapter 90. Onwards to chapter 91. That's terrifying. I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember this moment in the anime minorly. It's really just the moment where Killua is getting his legs away from Finks. But this moment in the anime was already heavily intense. I may rewatch the Hunter x Hunter anime, but only once I fully catch up, so that way my mind can be refreshed by reading the manga and not by watching the anime again. But here we have Gon, chapter 91, September 3rd. Chapter 91, September 3rd, part 7.
So, little boy, do you know the chain dude?
And this is the woman in the business suit.
What?
And then this is Machi.
We're looking for a Nen user with a chain. Is he the one who made you follow us?
I don't know. We were tracking you on our own accord. I just need a split second, an opening to get away.
What do you think? If he's playing dumb, he's good. Why don't I check?
Chapter 91, September 3rd, Part 7. Then we get back to long-haired dude speaking to Killua.
First question. Why were you following us? Keep it short.
I guess a half-baked lie isn't going to work. The Mafia put a huge bounty on your heads. A bunch of websites are offering a reward just for your whereabouts.
Second question. Who taught you how to shadow?
We're just using Zetsu. It's a way to shut off your aura. I'm training to be a pro hunter one day.
Who taught you?
The assistant master of Shingen Ryu Kung Fu.
Third question. Do you know of a nin user with chains?
Chains?
He's a conjurer or manipulator. Does your teacher have a bunch of chains on his right hand? Or do you?
I have no idea. My teacher was an enhancer, and he only taught us the 4 basic exercises.
Oh well. If you don't know, you don't know. Okay, last question. You have 2 choices. Choose wisely. Do you want to die now or later? I'll give you 3 seconds to answer.
I don't like that question. Can I have another one, please? Now we cut back to Gon as the woman with the business suit starts walking. Her very open blazer starts ringing, and Gon sees this as an opportunity for him to move, but Machi is already behind him before he can really take off.
It's no use. Don't try anything funny.
And then the woman in the business suit speaks.
Got it. We'll be right over. So, little boy, your friend came quietly.
And then we get into a car, and we cut back to a completely different section, which looks to be the same apartment building that the Phantom Troop is residing in right now.
Should we even be here? Not that I can talk these guys. Hold on. Not that I can talk. These guys aren't all that different from my family.
Sorry, the words were very, very small on the manga page.
Welcome to our hideout.
And they walk up a full flight of stairs into a very big room, and Killua and Gon are introduced to the rest of the Phantom Troop. We got the dude with the slick back hair. We got Shizuki. We got Phaeton. We got some dude with bandages all over his body. We got Franklin. We got Hisoka. We got some person with hair all over their face. And Hisoka's going, don't know them. Don't know him. And then Killua is going,
Don't know him. Hisoka likes Gon. Hisoka likes Gon, so he might help us.
and then Gon goes,
Hey!
and then he looks oh, Gon, you're so bad. Gon looks directly at Hisoka and goes,
Hey!
and Hisoka is already sweating, going like, you. And Killer was going, you idiot.
Oh. Oops.
And then the dude with long hair goes,
Recognize anyone?
Well. Hey, that girl. Oh, that girl!
pointing to Shizuku. Not Shizuki, Shizuku.
Do you know him, Shizuku?
No.
Oh, I remember. Kid who arm wrestle.
What was that?
You unwrestled him a couple of days ago. You lost.
Don't bother. Shizuku never remember anything she forgot.
No way, even I wouldn't lose to a kid.
Well, you used your right hand.
Huh? But I'm left-handed.
Never mind. My mistake. You beat Shizuku at arm wrestling?
Yeah.
I didn't know she was in the troop. Whew.
All right. I'm gonna take you on.
and the dude with long hair starts to pull his hair back, and I guess he's gonna put in a ponytail. And they get into an arm wrestling match, and Gon gets beaten repeatedly to the point where you ever had your hand slammed so hard where it starts bleeding? That's what this long-haired dude is doing to Gon.
Again. Ready? Go.
And Gon is struggling, but he keeps getting his hand slammed down. And Hisoka is behind Killua watching all of this.
Again.
And Gon keeps losing over and over and over and over again. Until his hand is starting to bleed even more.
Hey, how do I rank in arm wrestling within the troop?
And Franklin speaks up.
You're 7th or 8th.
And Machi speaks up.
You're not weak, but you're not one of the strongest either.
And then long-haired dude speaks up.
Again. Yeah, the strongest was a guy named Uvogin. He was probably killed by the chain dude.
We told you, we don't know him!
Look, kid, I'll kill you the next time you speak out of turn.
And while he's saying this casually, he's getting upset and continues to slam Gon's hand on the table while he's staring at him. And Killua gets kind of like, because a shadow falls over his eyes, but not one of anger, but just one of like, he actually means he could kill me if I don't shut up.
Again.
And Gon is really feeling the pain of having his hand slammed repeatedly onto the table.
He was an enhancer. He loved to fight more than anything. But he was a real stickler about time. He used to slap Franklin and me around for being tardy. He always whooped me in fistfights. We've been together since before the spiders were started. I know him better than anyone.
He wouldn't have lost in a fair fight. The chain dude must have trapped him with a dirty trick.
And this dude is getting upset, angry, and tears are running down his face.
He won't get away with it. I'll find him no matter how many people I have to kill.
And he's also gripping harder and harder on Gon's hand.
The chain dude holds a powerful grudge against us. The Mafia, the Nostrade family recently hired him.
A grudge against the troop. A recent hire. Uh-oh.
That's when Killua starts to realize, oh, he's talking about Kurapika. And mind you, Hisoka notices Killua's change in demeanor.
You may not know him personally, but maybe you've heard rumors. You better not be hiding anything.
I don't know. Even if I did, I'd never tell you people.
Huh?
And the dude starts to get upset just because of what Gon said. And Killua's all like, huh? Gon, what are you doing? And then Gon starts gripping onto this dude's hand.
I thought you were cold-blooded, heartless people. But I see you can shed tears for your friends. And why couldn't you share just a little of that empathy with all the people you've killed?
And then Gon proceeds to take, and he starts empowering himself with aura, because mind you, the other guy is empowering himself with aura. And Gon actually manages to beat this guy in arm wrestling and slam his hand down this time. And that's the end of Chapter 91. Onwards to Chapter 92. Chapter 92, September 3rd, Part 8. And the room is quiet except for the echo of Gon slamming this guy's hand down. And the guy is surprised. And we get another spread panel here showing the Phantom Troop of Chapter 92, September 3rd, Part 8. Then Phaeton runs in and immediately grabs Gon and twists his arm around. And then forcibly pushes his arm up against his back.
You too cocky.
Gon!
But all of a sudden, before Killua can move, a sinister and dark aura appears over him. And it's Hisoka, who's holding a card to his neck going, "Move, and you die." And mind you here, I love the attention to detail of the fact that Killua's legs are still ripped and torn after breaking free of Finks's grip. I like that attention to the fact that that damage is still on his legs.
Move, and you die.
And Killua already has the blade going into his neck just a little bit. He's already bleeding. Then we get to Phaeton.
Answer question. You know Chain Dude or not?
I already told you. There's nothing to tell.
And then long-haired dude walks up and goes,
Phaeton, stop it. Stop what? What you're planning to do. You know what I do? You're going to break his arm. First, his fingers. I rip nail off.
Whatever, just stop it.
Why you give me order? I no need to obey.
And then long-haired dude slams his fist onto the table, and both Phaeton and the long-haired dude's aura starts to show up. And then it shows Gon, and then Killua, and then Franklin says,
Hey, cool it, Nobunaga.
At last, a name! I can stop calling him long-haired dude. His name is Nobunaga. Finally.
Hey, cool it, Nobunaga.
And then Machi.
Remember the rules.
And then Shizuku speaks up.
No actual fighting within the troop.
I know. We settled disputes with a coin toss.
And the coin toss is literally is a phantom troop coin with the spider with like the 3, 6, 9, 12 legs on it.
We settled disputes with a coin toss.
And he flips it. Phaeton goes,
Tail. Heads.
and then it apparently lands on heads.
Heads. Let him go, Phaeton.
Then Shizuku.
So, what are we gonna do with them? You haven't gotten information from them, have you?
Then Franklin.
If they don't know anything, just let them go. What do you think, Pakunoda?
Ah, so we got the name of the woman in the business suit. And Pakunoda doesn't say anything yet.
I checked them out on the way here. They don't know anything. Really? They have no memory of the chain dude. Yeah, they have no memory of the chain dude.
Your hunch was wrong this time.
That's odd. Well, Pakunoda must be right.
And Gon is still feeling some type of way about Phaeton pushing up on his arm. And then it shows Hisoka walking away. Shows Hisoka walking away from Killua. Killua staring him down, and Hisoka not even paying attention.
Gon, did they do anything to you? No. She just asked me a few questions.
Yeah, she examined us without us knowing. But what did she examine? They seemed to trust her judgment completely.
What did she do to us?
They have no memory of the chain dude.
How could she be sure?
Memory.
How could she tell?
And that's when she realizes. On the way over, she was asking them questions.
What about you? Does a Nen user with chains ring a bell?
She's able to read memories by touching the person. That's it, and that means we're in trouble. We didn't know about the chain dude back then, but now I've made the connection.
Killua has made the connection that they're referring to Kurapika.
If she checks me again, we're doomed.
If they're not related to the chain dude, we can let them go.
Yeah, no point in keeping them around. And then Finks walks up.
Wait, we can't be sure. Someone must be pulling the strings behind the scenes. These two may not even know him as the chain dude. What if the chain dude doesn't usually bring his chains out in the open? Shouldn't we release them after we find out who their leader is?
See, moments like this make these conversations tense. When they keep asking questions.
Their leader won't be the chain dude.
Their leader won't be the chain dude. He's probably a loner. So you agree with Nobunaga?
And this is Machi. And then Finks again. Oh, and then we just get the other guy, whose name I can't remember. if it's been said already. I don't think it's been said yet.
He can get all the information he wants through the Mafia network. He doesn't need to enlist the help of kids.
That's true.
Our only target is the chain dude. We can ignore everyone else.
Hear that? Good for you. You go home to mommy now.
And then Gon sticks out his tongue, and while they're preparing to leave, Nobunaga says,
No, he ain't leaving. Look, kid, why don't you join the spiders?
No thanks!
You could team up with me.
I'd rather die than join you!
and this gets Gon so upset that he actually lets out a little bit of aura.
Oh, I'm hurt. Aren't you an enhancer?
So what if I am?
I knew it! And both Finks and Shizuku are looking at each other, and Shizuku's all like, is he gone crazy? And Finks is all like, I don't know.
I want to keep them here till Krollo gets back. I'm gonna nominate him. You must be kidding. Krollo never go for it.
Whatever. It's not our problem now.
You can babysit them by yourself.
And then the troop leaves, and it's just Nobunaga by himself.
The Mafia stopped looking for us. We should have been...
And then Shizuku goes,
The Mafia stopped looking for us.
We should have seen them by now. I don't get it.
2 kids? That's all we have to show for a day's work?
I doubt they've given up. They could be preparing the next phase of their plan.
So much for our plan. We were going to get information out of the Mafia by using the chain dude as bait. Oh well, I think it's time we went after them.
I printed the list of the Nostrade family's employees from the Hunter website. Memorized their faces. Especially these 5 key people. They guard the boss's daughter.
Really?
They're the ones who kidnapped Uvo, but Uvo said none of them is the chain dude. We don't know what the chain dude looks like, so we have to find someone who does.
Oh, I killed this guy. You can cross him off.
Keep working in pairs and do your best to find the guys on the list. Let's meet back here at 10 p.m.
and then Machi speaks up.
Hey, Nobunaga going to babysit? Who should I team up with? There are 10 of us. Team up with whoever's left.
And Machi looks over at Hisoka, who just simply smiles at her. Then we cut back to Nobunaga, who is sitting in this room, in a solitary room with no windows, only one door, him sitting back on the door with a sword at hand, while Gon is looking at his hand that was slammed by Nobunaga. Nobunaga.
That was stupid of me. Hisoka would have killed me in a second if I'd moved. I was paralyzed. If they threatened to kill Gon, could I have stopped them? I rather doubt it.
You're wrong. You're only thinking about fighting me. It's in your eyes, but beware. You cannot hope to beat me. You're wrong.
Killing him would be the only thing that would matter.
You know that can't happen.
Never go up against a superior opponent.
You're not even thinking about your friend.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
And then Killua suddenly gets up, his body just coursing with Nen. And that is the end of chapter 92. Onwards to chapter 93 and the last chapter for this reading for today. Ladies and gentlemen, chapter 93, September 3rd, part 9. Killua gets up and he starts staring down Nobunaga. And then he gets up, and then Nobunaga gets up.
Oh, you're scaring me. Why, if looks could kill.
And Nobunaga gets in a sword draw ready stance.
I'm warning you. Any closer, and you're dead meat.
And both Gon and Killua are sweating bullets, while Nobunaga is just daring them to get close. Then we get over to Killua.
Hey, Killua!
And then we cut to a completely different place, and we have Shizuku.
You think the kid is a lot like Uvo?
Yeah, the way he wears his heart on his sleeve and flies off the handle. Most of all, he shows amazing strength when it's for another person. Uvo preferred to fight one-on-one, but he was strongest when he and Nobunaga went up against a crowd.
And it shows Nobunaga and Uvo back when they were, by themselves. Nobunaga used 2 swords, while Uvo used clubs, and they just fought with each other.
He was?
Yeah, Uvo would never admit it, but he worked better when he was looking out for someone.
Like a loser?
That's one way of putting it. You don't mince words, do you? Nobunaga was better at fighting one-on-one. He always complained when he was paired up with Uvo for the big jobs, but he actually didn't seem to mind all that much.
And we cut back to Killua, legs still torn, still ripped, and his beads of sweat are falling off of his face as he starts to step closer and closer towards Nobunaga. And you can see his legs still bleeding after having his ankles essentially torn. He grits his teeth, and then he turns back around. And then punches a wall. And then just sits down.
We can't take him head on. I'll think of another way.
And then Gon sits back down. And then Nobunaga sits back down.
There's only one exit, and no windows. How do we get him away from the door?
And then Gon is looking around as time starts to pass, and the building they're in starts to get darker. Mind you, the building they're in doesn't have any electricity going in it, so everything starts to get dark.
It's getting dark.
And then Nobunaga starts to light some candles.
I wonder how Leorio's doing. I hope he found Zeppile.
And then Gon just looks at Killua.
Killua? Are you okay?
But Killua does not look fine. He just goes,
Yeah.
but he's also gripping his own fist tighter and tighter because he's upset at the situation. And Nobunaga's just right there, just still sitting.
Autopsy, cauterization, and what was the other thing Zeppile taught us?
I forgot.
Osmosis? No, that's not it. Cauterization melts the old glue and...
Gon. I'll buy you time.
Huh?
And keep him occupied. I want you to make a run for it.
What are you talking about?
Indeed, I wouldn't try it. You're good enough to recognize the difference in our abilities. You won't catch me off guard.
I know that. It's obvious. He has an unobstructed view of this room. He can hear everything we say and he's watching our every move. He's probably a master of Iaido, the art of drawing the blade and cutting in one swift motion.
That sentence messed me up, sorry.
He's probably a master of Iaido, the art of drawing the blade and cutting with it in one swift motion.
There we go.
And his reach with his sword is twice as long as mine. But that's what gives it meaning. You know that can't happen. Shut up! I won't know until I try.
And then Nobunaga just starts shaking his head, smirking.
Killua, what are you planning?
I'll stop his first strike even if it kills me. I'm telling you to make a run for it.
And then Gon is the one to bash Killua over the head this time.
What was that for? Stop thinking only about yourself. Huh? Don't talk about dying like that. What? But you said the same thing before. I can say it, but you can't. Huh?
And even Nobunaga's all like, huh? And even Killua gripping Gon by the scruff of his neck is all like, he can't even form the words.
Reason never works on enhancers.
This is a life or death situation, you idiot! Stop telling me what to do! You don't even know how I feel! Well, I guess I'm too stupid to know.
Really? You guys are a laugh a minute. I won't try anything, just sit tight. You have nothing to prove. We know you mean it. This is only until Corolla returns. I'll let you go if you don't catch his fancy. But if you try to escape, I'll kill you. Don't make me draw my sword. If you do, I'll split you in two.
And that's when Gon gets an idea.
Oh, yeah! Now I remember! It was ostomy! Cauterization, autopsy, and ostomy. It's the doctoring trick you figured out, Killua.
And then he's all like,
Oh, remember? Yeah, that's it. Why didn't we think of it sooner?
And Nobunaga is looking confused at this conversation because both Gon and Killua give him a serious stare, and that causes him to flinch.
Ready? Let's go.
Are you sure? You'll only get yourselves killed. I don't have the skill or the mercy to prevent that.
And then Gon and Killua launch, and they start running straight towards... Start running towards Nobunaga.
You fools!
Then there's a screeching sound as both Killua and Gon stop mid-run and jump to the opposite sides of the room, and they break open the walls.
They're smashing through the walls!
When the exit's blocked, open another hole.
And that's the end of chapter 93, and thus brings an end to volume 10. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a wonderful read for Hunter x Hunter. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. This was a very fun read, but also kind of tense and terrifying because we're just getting people speaking. We're getting a little showcase of strength from members of the Phantom Troop, especially Nobunaga and Finks, but it's like the whole overall situation is just incredibly tense. And right now, it's like, it's a life or death situation, even in this very moment. But now, Gon and Killua are about to escape! So that's going to be fun to read next week. But thank you everyone who showed up here today. Kitten 1, Ravi, Kitty, and anyone else who happens to be watching at this very moment. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you, and even consider checking out my Patreon as well. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples.